Hey, there we go. Hey, everyone.
Hey, Mark.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
Well, thank you. Good to see y'all.
Same here.
Welcome, Cheryl.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey there, John.
Hello, how are you?
Well, thank you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And Nini and Sherry. Now, let's see if we get anyone else in here. And let me do some adjustments here. Enable. All right. Just wait for a half a minute here, see if anyone else joins us. We had a bunch of people signing up.
Oh, that's better.
Okay. So John, how did you hear about us?
I just typed energy healing on the internet. I'm here on behalf of my mom, is what I'm here for.
Oh, great. All righty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mike's joining us. All right. And he's connecting here. And there's Mike, and Ruth is here. How you doing, Mike?
Okay. Hello,
Good to
everybody.
All
Good
right.
to see you guys.
And Ruth, yay.
Hi, Mark.
Hi. All right, everyone. For the new people, and there may be more people coming in too. There was a whole bunch that signed up. We'll see who shows up. And let me see here. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Mark Earlix, and I am a healer by the grace of God. And I work with the physiological, biological, neurological, emotional, skeletal, spiritual, if I can. And I work, I think the spiritual is a part of everything, really. And we can't have a world without the union of spiritual and physical. We need them both. That's why we're here. And that's my opinion of the world according to Gartmark. And I'll do everything I can to try to help you to feel better. What I work with is what I refer to as by God. And I let the old man or old woman upstairs take over, and I say, okay, boss, it's up to you. And it says, move over, Mark. And I say, yes, sir, or her. And let's see, some people may experience things while I'm working with them. May feel air moving through their body or their muscles moving or air going through the muscles. They may feel heat or cold, electricity, vibration, emotional catharsis. I never know. And again, I leave it up to what I refer to as God. Some people call it consciousness. Some people call it universal awareness or consciousness. The nameless one, creator, Yahweh, Buddha, Muhammad. God doesn't care what you call it, in my opinion. And most people do tell me that something has been experienced most immediately. And many people say they experience it 5 minutes or an hour later or a couple hours later. Something has changed in the body. Other people tell me that 2 weeks or 2 months later, walking down the street, all of a sudden they say, oh my God, when did this leave me? If that should be the case. And I won't make any claims. I don't diagnose and I don't prescribe. I pretty much let people tell me what's changed in their life. And I do classes online, and either the 2-hour class, the next one, matter of fact, next 2-hour class is going to be happening in January. And I think the third week of January, if I'm correct. And same with the 4-day class in January. And I say January because I'm taking this month to pack up and move to Phoenix. So,
Wow.
And big change for me here. And it's a huge move with a lot of change. And I do have appointments online and through Zoom and through telephone as well, if anyone's interested. Other than that, are there any questions or comments I can try to answer with anyone or anything that's happened with anyone I've worked with here? Please feel free. Anyone at all? No. Chicken
Are you-
livers. Go ahead.
Are you gonna be near Sedona?
No, I'll be in the Scottsdale area.
Okay.
And I will be eventually going to Sedona to start doing workshops around the country, really. Mostly private workshops for individual groups. And I'll also be teaching people the apprentice training after I move there. An evolved way of working with healing and intuition as well. Which reminds me, sometimes I'll perceive things about people that they may or may not be aware of. Sometimes when I get information about something, I might mention it in conversation. And if I should, I never know when or how it's going to show up. But I'll get an indication inside of me that something may be happening in their life pertaining to their disease state or in their personal life. And when this does happen, the person may be aware of what I should say, or a person may not even remember what has happened with them that I've mentioned until maybe later. Sometimes people like to forget. They have a need to forget, which is fine. And sometimes people will remember that later on, or they may choose, their soul may have a need to not remind the person of that, which is fine as well. There's no right or wrong or good or bad in the mind of God. That's our own perceptions and judgments and control issues. So, any comments or questions, please? Anything? Yes,
Okay,
Jerry.
okay. I will not be chicken. I'll just do this. I've been getting in the especially the last day, the step aside. I've been getting like told to just do okay, move over.
Yes.
So that's been happening.
Yes, and to answer that, before you go on to the next one, is when we step aside, we're actually leaving room for something greater to come forth.
Thank you. I was thinking that.
Good.
So today I slept for hours. And I'm tracing us to the conversation that we had in a previous meeting, about hands, inspired again by Cheryl's question and the receiving and the blessing hand.
Yes.
And when I slept today, and I hold a blanket to keep my chest warm because the chest thing is still a little, like stirred up. My most natural position of my hands was, as you said just minutes ago, bringing heaven to earth and spirit to earth. And this is the way my hands wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I slept, I don't even know how long, but it was just a real natural, not a grip, but just a fit.
Good.
It was really nice. So I thought it felt like receiving and blessing, making a circuit. Did I realize it a lot? Sorry.
Yeah, and that's what you need for that moment, which is great. And another time it may be something different. And everyone is unique and different in their uniqueness, according to what you need at any given time. There'll be other times you're going like this, and there'll be other times you're going like this. Uh, it's whatever symbology is, you're being directed into. And that's what it is symbolic of something. So that's awesome, though. Yeah, and you are correct. There is a connection, of earth and heaven, and on earth as it is in heaven, and vice versa. And so we get to, follow along with our needs for that moment, to answer your question. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, no right or wrong or good or bad on mind, God, but we always are in a moment of perception of whatever we need. If we are open to listening to it and taking the guidance and direction. Cool.
Yeah. Thanks.
Anything else, anyone I could try to answer or talk about in some way or another? Anything? All right. All right. I hope that was decent information for people. And what part of the country are you in, John?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, cool. I did
Yeah.
an event out there not too long ago.
Really? Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I did
Huh.
an apprentice training there.
Nice.
All right. Well, hope you get to travel to the Scottsdale area sometime in the future. Not during
I'd
this
love to.
when it's 116, but
No. Yeah. No, I love it. The Southwest is great.
yes, very lovely. Very lovely.
Yeah.
All right, John. Now, what I'll work with is I won't work with anything that's emotional. I save that for personal appointments. Um, I do work with asking a blessing on you or someone else that you may
Yeah.
choose. And I work with one thing in the physical body that might be bugging you. And most people tell me that something has changed, and that's all that matters to me. And
Should I tell you?
yes, tell me one thing that's bugging you, please.
Well, so I'm doing this on behalf of my mom, and for her, she has scoliosis in
Okay,
her back. That's what it is.
okay. Is it a major dysfunction with her?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Her back's in bad shape. She's 85.
Oh, okay.
She's fallen, had compression fractures, things like that. A lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. No, it's
Uh,
not fun.
I know. It's
No,
horrible.
yeah. All right. And then after I work with her, ask her the next day if you have an opportunity, if
Yes.
she's noticed any difference.
I
Some
live with her,
people,
so yeah.
yeah, some people they like to identify with the discomforts because it brings them attention from family or friends or whatever. And so even though they may not have uh, or they may have less discomfort, uh, they won't necessarily say so because they rely on the discomfort.
Ah,
Um,
interesting.
yeah, but ask her
Yeah.
the next day if you have an opportunity or within 24, 48 hours.
Right.
All right, let me work with her, please. So what is her first name?
Judy Arnowitz.
Okay. All right. And also keep in mind that there's an excess of reclining with her in her life, and whether it be sitting or laying down.
Right.
And so that excess is also contributing to it.
So she should sit up more, like in a chair or something?
Yeah, that would begin to help some of the discomfort where it's being in discomfort to release a little bit. That will
Interesting.
also help. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Otherwise, it's contributing to it. Yeah.
Right, right.
And
Huh.
well, if I'm correct, though, most people have some form of scoliosis to varying
Okay.
degrees.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Oh, sure. Anything about yourself, please? Any discomforts in your body that you'd like me to work with?
Well, discomfort. I mean, can I mention that I kind of have type 2 diabetes I'm trying to get rid of? I'm trying to change my diet. I don't know if that's in your area at all.
You know, one thing that, when I talk, when I say things like recommendations or something like that,
Uh,
it's from a spiritual perspective. I have no medical understanding at all. I know what
right.
the hands are, the arms are, the head is, and the legs are. That's about it in my experience. And so, and as others have heard, I was once married to a neurologist,
Huh.
and so I would hear consults over the phone, her with other patients and with other doctors, and I would only hear one half the conversation. So I literally know nothing medical. In any case,
Yeah. I'm trying to get discipline I've read a lot about it. There's
oh,
several
good.
ways to get rid
Yeah,
of it, but you have to I have to discipline myself. I don't
I
know
hear
why
you.
I'm struggling. Yeah.
Yeah, personally, I'm a almond M&M and coffee person.
Yep.
So, but regardless, um, now there's something I'd like to say that my perception, it works. That's only my perception, a spiritual perception, is
Right.
that if do you have an aversion towards cinnamon?
No, I like cinnamon.
Okay. Then it's more apt, I would think, to work with you if you were to try it every single day, having 2 good dashes. Do you like coffee?
No, I don't drink coffee.
All
Hot
right. If you
chocolate?
could put it in cereal or on top of fruit
Yeah.
or whatever, 2 big dashes every single
Make
day,
it a daily routine.
and religiously,
Huh. Okay.
and
I do like it.
within a few weeks, you might notice that your levels are a lot different. Different.
Thank you.
But I'll work with that gladly.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I forgot to mention also, and I apologize for this. Please, on my website, there's a little tab. If anyone wants to, but it has to be from your heart only. There's a donation tab on there, or
Sure.
gift tab. If anyone is interested in doing that, it's not mandatory. It's not your blessing or healing is not going to go away if you don't. But do keep that in mind. And
Yep.
I also, well, it's not only for you, John, it's for everyone. And so there's a fellow that I work with who's on the street. He has God, I forgot already. uh, uh, he's not capable of working, an older gentleman. He's maybe in his around 65, 70 years old. And I give him groceries sometimes. I give him money sometimes. I give him conversation sometimes, whatever. I try to take care of him when I see him, and as I do. And that's where excess money goes to, and also it helps to support us. So please feel free in your hearts, anyone that wants to give anything of a donational contribution. And he's schizophrenic, and uh, he's cannot get a job. There's just no way that he would be able to hold one. And any case, so let me see here. Let me expand the screen a little more. All right, Mike, my dear friend, talk to me. Tell me how you doing. What's happening?
Oh, I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff going on, basically. But there's good stuff going on too. And
How's your knee?
my knees, the right one is really good. The left knee, as long as I exercise, it's fine. And actually, I've been volunteering at Good Samaritan Hospital
Cool.
in their psych ward on Saturdays. And I think I'm going to apply for a job working at another psych ward, and I'll be on my feet more, and that'll be very healthy
Excellent.
for my knee.
Yes.
And I'll be working with schizophrenics.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. And what about your back, my friend?
Okay, my back, I've tried like 7 different things, and you got rid of most of it, but as long as there's a little left, it can like flare up, and my mind magnifies things. So,
Everyone.
and
Everyone.
but I was thinking, I got one more thing to try. Well, continue what I'm doing. I'm putting a really hot heating pad on it, and then I'm doing a TENS machine that contracts the muscles and
Good.
stuff. But yeah, I'm going to try one more thing,
Okay.
but I was thinking since this healing circle started that maybe I should start praying to move out of my way and to accept
There you go.
what's here. And
Yeah. There's no other way to allow what you refer to as your prayer to manifest, to come through, to be answered, unless we do move out of our way. Otherwise, we're holding on to it and not letting go. That's what not letting go is. Because every word, every thought, every reaction is a living prayer. If we have doubt, or if we have anxiety, worry, or fear about something, or if we have, we're married to our discomfort in some way or another, or just totally know that it's our discomfort's going to be there when we wake up the next morning, that's not letting go of it.
yeah, well, I'm pretty good at letting go, except my
Good.
brain is structured in such a way. Like when I was 2 years old, I told myself I wasn't going to talk because it's scary out there.
Sure, I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, and I got a social anxiety. So my
Yeah,
brain is
that's a prayer.
wired. Uh, and I don't know. It's just, but it's good. I feel blessed.
Truly, truly. All right. And is there anything in your body you would like me to work with? You can tell me one thing.
Yeah, my middle back, I guess.
Okay,
Thank you.
sure. You got it, Mike. And everyone, please do feel free to let me know how you're doing, say the next day or 2 days later. I'd really appreciate it if you can email me. And if anyone's ever interested in appointments, go to the website. There'll be, appointments available, first time people, and then there's a little discount, and then the regular appointment. Please do feel free. And I do have availability for appointments, and that's about it. No other workshops until January. All right.
Thank you, Mark.
Oh, my honor, Mike. Totally. Sherry, please chat with me. Tell me how you're doing. What's happening? What's new?
Oh, good stuff. So much change, Mark. It's
Cool.
just, yeah, I'm really aware of it, and really it's just, it's kind of awesome. Today, my physical, that I want to ask you about, to work on today is I just feel like my windpipe, this hasn't calmed down yet. I got the image today of like a tattered scratching post, that kitties had just like ruined. And I felt like that because I'm coughing mainly at night, but I've had such, a couple of really vivid, extraordinary days where I have been given just these wonderful visions of I've had no pain. It's just been great. So,
Good.
but for this evening, for right now, please, whatever, we can untatter the scratching post.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be lovely. Thank you.
Just like the massive infection you had went away to to a large degree, this too will begin to dissipate soon. You'll notice it for sure within about a day and a half, my perception. So
Thank you. May I quickly add something? I don't want to.
sure.
Very recently, I think it might have been only last week, I had mentioned to a friend of mine about cinnamon, and then it came into my awareness that there is a big difference between Saigon cinnamon and Ceylon.
Yes, that's what thank you.
cinnamon.
That's what I was going to mention.
Yes, and the
Get
Ceylon cinnamon,
Saigon cinnamon
the
for the
Ceylon cinnamon is supposed to be more effective for diabetes.
Okay.
yes,
Be-
Saigon cinnamon. Thank
The
you.
Saigon is really strong in it, like it's funky on the liver and stuff like that, or I don't know. I researched at National Institutes of Health.gov. It's kind of
Uh-huh.
like a catch-all thing. But anyway, that.
Good. Yes, Saigon cinnamon. The other cinnamons are tainted and whatever. Saigon is,
Mark, I
yes.
think that Saigon is the most, as I recall, the most tainted.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's the Ceylon, the Ceylon. I think
Ceylon, not Saigon,
that's the one
Ceylon.
that's like
Okay.
the most pure and the most beneficial.
Yeah, it's Ceylon cinnamon.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'll look for that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, the one I
Thanks.
have it says Cassie cinnamon.
No,
So
no, you
I'll
don't
have to
want
buy.
that one.
No,
No,
that's
okay.
not gonna do anything.
Okay, I bought the wrong one. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the ones and I check the shelves, in the like at Aldi and stuff like that. And
Right.
when
Now,
when you find ground cinnamon and it doesn't specify what the source is, it's usually
yeah,
the cheap
and
stuff.
it's made up of junk, but I want to mention something briefly. I don't want to dwell too much on cinnamon. Is that uh, 5, 6 years ago, the it was told to me, go for a test, go for a medical test and get it out of the way, for healthcare and all this other. So I did, and they did a blood analysis and they told me that I had diabetes. How can I have diabetes? And so here I went for, the doctor gave me all these scripts and I said, okay, sure. And so I threw them away, and they told me to eat better, be something besides almond M&Ms and coffee. And I said, yeah, sure. And so all of a sudden, I had the urge to put cinnamon in my coffee before it was made on the grounds. And so for, I guess it was around 3 months, I'd been doing that. And then the nursing staff from the doctor called me back, says, oh, you got to have another follow-up test. I said, oh, fine. And they said I no longer had it.
Wow.
For whatever reasons. But I had been using Saigon cinnamon.
Oh,
Okay.
there you
Wow.
go.
Yeah.
Your body knew.
So, and I just love it. It gives it a different flavor for my coffee or cereal or whatever. I have one meal a day and it's not breakfast, and it's not even a full meal, unless it's almond M&Ms. But but in any case, I'm just sharing that with you. So no matter what you do, it's going to work. One time I remember many years ago, I was in Chicago at a Greasy Spoon late at night, writing notes on napkins in the good old days. And there was a fellow, the only other fellow who's at the counter on the other side of the counter. He was a young guy, and I'd never seen him in my life. And he came up to me. Excuse me, he didn't come up. He looked up at me, and I looked at him, and he said, I got blood in my urine. And why he told me that, I don't know. And I looked at him and I said, eat a piece of chocolate cake. And I saw he did. He ordered a piece of chocolate cake and he ate it. And he had also told me that he had been having it every night and every day, blood in his urine, which is indication of something else in the body that's happening. But regardless, he came up to me the next day and shook my hand and he said, it's all gone. Thank you. So it's what comes from the heart. It's what comes from the heart into the knowing and accepting, regardless of what I refer to as medical science or anything else. Things work, It's the idea of it. I deem. So I just want to share that with you. It doesn't matter if someone says water has bad chemicals in it. If you don't drink it, your body's like a radiator. It needs it. That keeps the car running, regardless. So, any questions or comments I can try to answer before we go on here, please. All right.
It comes from the heart to the knowing. Is that what you said? You don't remember what you said.
Yeah, or, you know, that's one of the avenues. Yes, comes from the heart. It's what we accept and what we know.
Thank you.
Sure. All right. Any questions about that? I can try to answer, please. All right. Ruth, my dear friend, talk to me.
Hi, Mark.
Hi.
Um, okay, so it's very unusual, but I have had a headache most of the day,
Oh,
and I can usually tell what's causing it and take the appropriate remedy, whether it's I didn't have enough water to drink the other night, or
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 tension in the jaw.
I have a mouth guard for that. That's cured a lot of headaches. So,
Yeah.
But it's persisting, and
Yes.
I don't know. So
Yeah. And you wear the mouth guard at night or all the time?
at night,
Yeah.
religious.
I would, you know, it's not going to cure it or heal it, but it would make it it would help it maybe to feel better if you wore it intermittently also during the day.
Okay.
Because what's happening, in my perception, as simple as it is that there's an adjustment that's happening in the jaw, which is creating the tension, which is creating the nerves that go into the skull, whatever,
Yeah.
or from the skull down, or from the jaw up, whatever.
I
And
was
so,
also,
go
I
ahead.
was, it might be the pillow I'm sleeping on is
That
not
can be effective as well. Yes.
high. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. And if I venture to say that if you push in here, it's tender.
in a little bit.
Especially on the left side.
No, they're equally tender.
Right in here.
Yeah, that's the right side.
Okay.
The headache's on the right side. If that helps.
Yeah. There you go.
It's-
All right. So let me work with that, hon, a little bit and see if we can help it to feel better.
Good, thank you.
And please, everyone, do keep me updated within a day or two. There you go. All right. Let's see if that doesn't help. Oh, one more thing. I apologize. Okay. Now,
Thank you.
my honor, my pleasure, Ruth. All right, great. Cheryl, please. Anything in particular you'd like me to work with, hon?
What happened just now? Your intuition pulled you back for
Yes.
an encore?
I'm sorry?
Well, for an encore.
Well,
You-
for something
you-
that I had forgotten.
Ah,
And the intuition did call me back though.
interesting.
Yeah.
I'm reading your book for the second time,
Yes.
and I'm very lightly with pencil, so don't freak out anybody, not pen, but pencil underlining. There's really so much good stuff.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for getting it.
Yeah, it's getting me through a challenging interlude, shall we say, but nothing physical, nothing physical. I came to bask.
Okay. Let's see. Would you mind if I asked a blessing on you?
Thank you. I welcome.
Okay. And it's so important that you the reason you're into this, the book and the basking and everything else, is to experience how much that divinity loves you,
Oh, thank you. Okay.
if that makes sense.
Thank you.
Good. Excellent. Excellent. Any questions or comments yet? Please, with anything I can try to answer. Ruth, anything?
Oh, wait, I have one more person.
Okay. All righty. Nini, anything in particular, my dear?
Hi, Mark. Oh, thank you so much. My right knee is 100% better now.
Good.
So
God bless you. Yes.
today I would just like to request a blessing for my daughter,
Okay. What's your first name, hon?
Sylvia.
Sylvia. Okay.
Thank you.
Anything in particular with her for the blessing?
Just kind of, she's highly stressed at work.
Okay.
Thank you.
You got it. You got it. What
Thank
about
you.
you, my friend?
Thank you, Mark. Just blessing.
You got it.
Thank you.
All right. All right. All right.
Thank you.
Please, Ruth, go ahead. You were going to ask a question, hon?
Not a question. Could you work with my husband a bit? He had surgery last week and
Yes.
he's they kept him overnight, which they were thinking of doing, but I went, I confirmed it by driving at 9 o'clock to pick up some meds for him. And I was home and I would have to drive into the city. And I'm like, I think I'm too tired to do this. I was on a 3-way call with him and the doctor. I said, I don't think I can do this. I'd have to, get a cab or something for him. And they said, oh, well, we can keep him. I'm like, good, keep him. So but he
Yeah,
came
keep them
home.
for a couple weeks.
Oh no, not that long. So he's doing much better.
Good.
So
Glad.
a little, little issues.
Okay, yeah, let me work with them.
Thank you.
Got it.
Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure, my honor. And please do keep in mind, once I work with someone, it's I also will work. I consider them a part of my spiritual family, and then their family is also a part of my spiritual family, regardless of whether I know them or not. And so I'm more than happy to work with people. All right. All right. Please, any other comments or questions I can try to answer? Please.
Hey, Mark,
Yes,
could you give my brother a blessing?
I would be
He,
more than happy to. Anything in particular?
well, he has he thinks some kind of rheumatoid arthritis. He's had it for years in his hands and his knees and his, you know,
Yeah. Does he do anything for himself?
well, he's tried all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And he's been to the doctor a bunch of times and
Yeah.
they've tried different medications.
Yeah. Is he creative at all?
No.
Then he does nothing for himself. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really important. At one time, for about 3 years, I developed osteoarthritis and fibromyalgia. It was so severe that um, I I had a very difficult time even getting out of bed. It took me a couple hours, and so I made an appointment with a rheumatologist, and I got there, and the guy aspirated in between my knuckles, and he put it under a microscope, and he showed me all this crystalline that was floating around, that was debris from my joint material. And he says, well, look, you got osteoarthritis and fibromyalgia, forms of arthritis, two of the 120 types. And he says, here's a bag of medication. And he gave me this bag of medication to take home. And I went down in front of this little altar I have. And I said, God, kill me, take my life. And uh, and then there was this voice that said, do something for yourself. And I said, what? It said, do something for yourself. And what do I do for myself? I'm seeing people 7 days a week, 14 hours a day. I'm helping people to feel better. And here I am sick and dying. And it said, do something for yourself. And so I started thinking, what can I do for myself? Then all of a sudden, the voice said, go to the movies. And I wouldn't even think of that normally. And so I guess it was 2 or 3 days later, I went to the movies by myself. I enjoyed myself. I walked to the movie theater. And I guess it was every week after that for 3 weeks that I started doing that once a week. Then all of a sudden I noticed that, oh my God, I'm feeling so much better. And so I started doing that on a regular religious basis, going to the movies. Some people it takes going in the yard and working. Some people it takes weaving baskets, something that you would enjoy, something that you might have thought of when you were a child to do that you never had a chance to do. Some people painting, some people whatever. Whatever the creativity is, that's what that divinity moves through. And that's what enables us to be freer in our activities and in our bodies and in our minds and our hearts.
He does gardening during the summer, But my niece is disabled. She has Downs and Alzheimer's.
Sure.
Not Alzheimer's, autism. And so he spends you know, a ton of time with her, you know, and I know he likes that. He
Yeah.
wishes things were different, but he appreciates that.
Yeah. As long as there's an activity, you know, and you're
Okay.
doing something for yourself that no one else knows about.
All right.
Yeah. That's what's important. Yeah. And it's great to do service. It's awesome to do service. God bless them. But it's important also to do something for ourselves. We're servicing ourselves as well. And it's like a secret garden in us that learns to develop. Because we stop using it when we're starting to mature in life. And that affects the body and the mind and whatever, psyche. All right. Any other questions or comments I could try to answer, please? Anything? All right, please, next week. And also on Tuesdays, I have the mini appointment. Oh, excuse me, on Thursdays, I have the mini appointment that's available on the website. You pick a time. And on Tuesdays, I have the healing circle. And then I have the regular appointments on Zoom or telephone, whatever your preference, or FaceTime or whatever. And no other events besides those things until from the third week in January on. No workshops or apprentice trainings. I will be doing, when I do move to Scottsdale, I'll be doing individual and group apprentice trainings if anyone is interested. They'll be 2 and 3 days longer, or if you want it longer, we can arrange it. I've done them up to 3 weeks for apprentice training. So anyone is interested, let me know. Please do keep me updated on how you're doing. Very important. And if anyone's interested in going to the website and clicking on gifting, please feel free to do so, but from your heart. And I don't know what else. Any questions or anything I can try to answer? Please.
Thank
You
you.
know, the
Bless you.
police came to my house the other day. A police
Oh,
officer
really?
came to my front door. He said he had complaints. Yeah, he said he had
What?
complaints. He had complaints that my dog was chasing people on bicycles.
Yeah, and then you told him that your dog didn't ride a bicycle?
I told him he didn't own a bicycle. And even if I owned a dog, I certainly wouldn't buy him a bicycle. He'd see some squirrel, he'd hop on the bike, he'd be gone. Plus, I'd have to get him a bike helmet with pointy things on top for his ears.
Oh
And I
my
was talking
God.
to a police lady in the beginning of the summer, and she said, "That's right. If we saw him riding without a helmet, we'd give him a ticket." Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, well, just make sure you don't throw your false teeth in any vehicle. You might dent your car, you know, whatever. Forget it. Get it, Mike? Don't throw your false teeth at your vehicle, because you might dent your car. Dent your,
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, I went
okay.
golfing the other
Wow.
day. I was
So awful.
I was golfing the other day. I played in my socks, got a hole in one.
Wow. All right, that's enough of this. I gotta try to remember one of these so I can tell everyone else. All right, everyone. It's truly a blessing.
Oh,
Thank you, Mark, and I wish everybody the best.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
See you next
Bless
week.
you.
Thank
Bye,
you, Mark.
everyone.
Bless you.
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
Bye,
Thank you,
everybody.
everybody. Good night.